All right, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD 1000 Web Development Technologies course, I've been going through a series or creating a series of video presentations based on the Mozilla Developer Network Learn Web Development series. I'm in the form section. We're talking form validation, and I started to go through this built-in form validation example and just basically copied over the file. So now let's start to add some stuff here. So this is going to be the form. I guess the form is already in there. And I don't know, well, let's look. Yep, we've got the styling in there and we've got the form already in there. Okay. So to begin, make a copy in a new directory. I've done that. The simplest HTML validation feature is the required, which does just that. When this attribute is set, it matches the :required UI pseudo class and the form won't submit. So we're going to change we'll change these two lines. How's that? And you'll notice now we've got the required, which is set right there. So now if I come in here and go to this example, and attempt to submit, I get an error message. Plus, you can already tell how, since it's a required field, we've added some extra CSS in there. Okay. Note that the CSS is included in the example file, and that's kind of what I showed you. All right, so boom. The CSS causes the input to have a red dash border when it's invalid and a more subtle solid black border when it is valid. We also added a background gradient when the input is required and invalid. So you can see that. All right. It says try submitting it without a value. You see what happens. Note the invalid input gets focused. The default error message appears. Well, it does on the actual example. How's that? All right. For a good user experience, indicate to the user when form fields are required. It isn't only good experience, it's required by the WCAG accessibility guidelines. All right. Validating against a regular expression. Our regular expressions are a beast into and of their own doing. I will tell you, I always recommend that people go out to, what is it? I think it's regular expression.info, I believe. That's it. Ugly as hell as far as the website goes, but it's got virtually everything that I've ever needed. There's tutorials there that go over different languages, all right, or different things on their tools and languages. And there's JavaScript, for example, so there's a whole big thing in there on using JavaScript. There are examples up the wazoo, and that's the one that I always recommend to people. All right. Regular expressions, as it says, work with pattern attributes. A regular expression, or almost always known as a regex, is a pattern that can be used to match character combinations in text strings. So they're ideal for form validation. All right. So as it says, if we want to match a single character, if we want to match a series of characters, this would AB followed by a single character ending with a C. This is AB followed by 0 or more characters ending with a C, etc. I'm sorry, this would be a single B and this would be multiple Bs there. This is A or B. This is ABC or XYZ as an example. All right, this says that we want to be able to put in banana or cherry in either uppercase or lowercase. So let's go in there and make that change. In fact, before we do that, let's look at the example, which is currently looking for banana or cherry, and let's try putting in banana in uppercase. And you notice Oh, it does look like it works, so let's see. All right, we get that. It's taking, it looks like right now, anything that we're putting in there. All right, as long as there's something in there. I don't know if that was an older copy or what. Let's go back. So if we come in here, how about in the earlier one here? If we put in banana with a capital B, it errors. Cherry with a capital C, and it errors. After we put this in, which says accept either upper or lowercase b's or c's, now banana works whether it's upper or lowercase, and cherry works whether it is upper or lowercase. Okay? And you can go out to GitHub if you want their whole code. All right. If a non-empty value of the input doesn't match the regular expressions pattern, the input will match the :is invalid or :invalid pseudo class. Some input element types don't need a pattern attribute. For example, email. The text area element doesn't support the pattern attribute. All right. Constraining the length of your entries. You can also constrain the length, all right, of all fields created by an input or a text area by using min length and max length. Why is that important? Well, if you were going to create, for example, your own Twitter, and you wanted to allow only 135 characters, let's say, you could do that. Now, browsers, as it says, often don't let the user type a longer value than expected into text field. A better user experience than just having max length is to also provide a character count feature. And you probably have seen these before. For number fields, with ones that say type equal number, min and max can be used to provide the range. We've looked at this before. So let's go in there and change what we've got to this. So we replaced the form that we did have with this form. Looks better. I guess I still don't like that. There we go. All right, so let's take a look. Oh, correct. Oh, there we go. It's okay. Let's take a look here. All right, how many would you like? But again, we can still come in there and type in -1. All right, and all right, and it's, oh, good. Value must be greater than or equal to 1. That's good. All right, what if we put in 111? All right, must be greater than or equal to 10. So they must have used a minimum and a maximum in here. Let's double check that, or a min-max. There it is. Min is 1 and max is 10. Okay, good. Note, input equal number and other types such as range and date can also take a step. We've seen that in earlier examples. Here is a full example to show the built-in validation features. First, some HTML. So we will replace what we currently have in ours with this. All right. And we are also to add some CSS for styling. Well, I don't know if we should still have that in or not, so I'll just replace it all with that. Leave it like that. All right. come in here and refresh. And there's what we have. Notice it's expecting one of these. So you must select one of these options, okay? All right, how old are you? Doesn't look like, must fill out. So it's not asking for this. But what is your favorite fruit? We'll put in banana again. All right, and maybe it wants it in uppercase, I don't know, or lowercase. Still didn't like it. Let's check it again. Still has something hosed on it, but I'm not sure what, so let's look. See validation related attributes for a complete list. You can find this example on GitHub for this example and also the source code. All right. Now again, this is a shortened lecture because I think this is a good break point. And I'm going to come back and talk about validating forms with JavaScript in a couple minutes.